Good morning. Today I woke up and I started playing Saints Row, and it was arguably one of the worst decisions I've ever made. And when the thoughts of waterboarding myself came into mind, Dying Light 2 just released a new community update that added a lot of requested features, well, from the community. This update by no means is something massive that's going to be adding tons of more content. It's going to be a lot of quality of life updates, lots of improvements to overall benefit the game. We're going to go over it in just a second. What I've noticed from this update is that it is trying to make the game more like E3 2018, E3 2019, which, as you know, it is something that the community does desperately want. Today is also the first day of Gamescom. They also released another DLC trailer, which we'll be going over either today or tomorrow. And also Dead Island 2, but it's also being published by the same people that made this. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. But with all of that said, let's begin. Let's go over the patch notes, and then we'll show you some examples in-game of the changes. New options. Added a new color grading option in video settings. Try gritty to make your game look similar to the 2019 gameplay presentations. Now, if I'm being honest, this was probably one of the last things I would have thought we would have gotten into Dying Light 2. As you know, the community has been requesting the color grading to be changed to match that of E3 2018, E3 2019, and Techland actually did it. They actually listened and implemented it into this community update. So now you can open up your game, head into the options, turn on the gritty filter, and it looks more representative of E3 2019. Here are just some examples of what I was playing around with. You can really tell a difference between what it was and what this gritty filter changes it to. You can really see the difference in how impactful this color grading is when it is nighttime. So I do implore you to test it out, hop onto the game, change that setting. Do you like the new look? Do you not like it? Let me know. Be happy to read it. Added possibility to toggle chromatic aberration on and off in the video settings. In general improvements, they had various graphical improvements, including new screen space, ambient occlusion, SSAO implementation. They also did various image clarity improvements, including new temporal anti-aliasing implementation and improved texture filtering. Furthermore, weapon mods now increase the weapon's maximum durability, which is a huge added bonus for this game. That is one that simply makes sense. When the game was released, the mods not increasing the durability was an interesting choice. But now it's here, it's done, so let's keep going. For the PC version, they added AMD FSR 2.0 support, and they improved management of GPU memory in DirectX 12 mode, especially when ray tracing is enabled. And now moving on to the next section, this is a huge one. This is also making the game more like E3, more in line with the community had envisioned. There are now more biters roaming around the city. Biters are now much more aggressive at nighttime. Virals are much more vigilant and will leave their hideouts more eagerly if they hear a fight nearby. You will now encounter more special infected during the nighttime, and also it says be wary of dark hollows and forsaken stores during the day. Encounters there can be quite more volatile. Pretty obvious what the change is. Volatiles will now be in dark hollows and also the forsaken stores. So with this section, they essentially overhauled a lot of the day-to-day encounters that you're going to be having with the infected. To me, it sounds like they modeled a lot of their changes after the I Am Legend mod that you can download on PC, which I think is a great thing. I Am Legend mod is essentially what everybody wanted from Dying Light 2 when it was released, especially during the nighttime. I'll throw up some gameplay in the background right now so you can see what the world looks like with these changes. I know this update is only available for PC at the moment, so if you're on console, you are going to have to wait. You don't have these changes just yet, but it will still give you a very good idea on what you can expect and what it currently looks like. We also have two more sections left. We have the PS5 and the Xbox Series X version. So starting out with the PS5, they added a balance mode. It does not go into the specifics on what exactly the resolution and frame rate is for that mode. They also added VRR support for performance mode, and they also added a resolution mode that works in native 4K and 30 FPS. Last but not least, we have the Xbox Series X version, which is increased resolution for balance mode, and a resolution mode now works in native 4K and 30 FPS, just like the PS5 version. And also at the bottom of the screen, it does say much more, so you can expect a ton of shadow updates going on in the background that will be discovered as the community plays more and more over the next few weeks. But friends, that is community update number 1, also known as patch 1.5. However, the news for Dying Light 2 doesn't end here. There's actually a lot more going on. They showed off a brand new trailer for the Bloody Ties story DLC, which I will play for you right now.
Come back to the city and join the deadliest spectacle of this season. I'm gonna tell you a story about a species that survived millennia. Homo neanderthalensis, Homo rhodesiensis, Homo erectus, all of them wiped out by the deadliest species of all, us. I am Astrid. This is the new arena. And my advice for you, stay alive.
Let out the beast. Let out the beast. Let out the beast.
Every day you fight for survival, but today you fight for glory. Anyone can be a warrior. What makes you different is the spirit of a champion.
But from what you saw from the trailer, it is exactly what the community expected and also goes in line with some of the leaks that we've been seeing over the past few weeks. It looks to be a story with an arena-based activity that you can go up against human AI and also some infected, but it looks like it's more leaning into the human combat side of things, which I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that yet. One of the biggest things that I know the community wants to see from Dying Light 2 is to have the focus shift onto the infected, especially with the vanilla version of Dying Light 2. The big focus was on the characters, the factions. The infected took a major backseat, and hoping soon, maybe with this DLC or the next DLC, they do have a bigger role. I mean, now in an open world sense, especially with the community update, the infected have a bigger role than ever. They're going to be spawning more, being more aggressive, more curious, and doing things that we aren't normally used to. One final thing to mention too with this DLC, Bloody Ties, is that it actually costs $10 to buy, which is relatively cheap compared to other DLCs that we've gotten in the past. Personally, I was expecting something to be around the $20 mark for it, so fingers crossed we get a big bang for our buck. But if you do pre-order now, you get the Aristocrat pack, which comes with a weapon and also an exclusive outfit. That outfit will be out on September 6th, so if you're going to pre-order, you won't gain access until then. But you're probably also wondering, that release date is October 13th, 2022. The DLC got delayed again. According to a tweet back in I think May of 2022, they did say that the first story DLC was going to be released in September. And as you can see, that is not the case. Whatever the reasoning behind the delay may be, we currently do not know. But taking another look at the trailer, there is a lot to dive into this. I will need to take a day or two to do a full breakdown of this so I can give you guys the best information possible. So if you do want to go and see that content, be sure to subscribe and also check out the videos right here. With that said, see you later. Bye bye.